Hi guys, welcome to my art binder tour. I want to point out that these are in fact binders, not sketchbooks. When I first started this, I didn't know that people like kept all their work in sketchbooks. I was very new to art, so I was just tearing everything out and putting it into this binder with clear sleeves to keep everything from getting ruined. Another quick disclaimer that I want to make is that I've been drawing every day since December 29th, 2001, and daily drawing to me consisted of anything from a quick sketch to a full portrait that took me 10 days. So you're going to see different variations of that, and I started with 4 quick sketches. And the following day, I did these eyes along with my first full portrait. I was just sort of still learning how to draw anything, really. And you'll see in the beginning stages, a lot of my artwork, just the proportions were completely off. And eyebrows to eyes to the length of the nose and then the lips. Proportions just weren't making sense because it was brand new. And so the next day I drew another one and I just kept trying. And it was the same situation. I was going off imagination, I think, at this point. I wasn't using reference photos yet. So, I really was learning a lot. I tried it again the next day. Still wasn't understanding why things were so long and wrong. And then I met with my friend Sarah via Instagram. She taught me and continues to teach me so much. This day, we picked a reference photo from Pinterest. She had been encouraging me every step of the way, teaching me about shadows and proportions and showing me that I could do this. And just, she is such an encouraging person, and I really wouldn't be here without her. So I just want to say thank you to my friend Sarah for taking the time to teach me. So the following day, I sketched around with some eyes. I looked at reference photos on Pinterest. I was starting to understand that I could, look at things and then draw them, and I didn't have to work off my imagination. So that's what I started doing, and that's what I did with this man here, and then the next day with this girl. And these were just quick portraits that I would work on. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying quick. They took me all day. They took me like a full 4 hours, but it was fun. And, I just kept trying. I was really proud of this one. That was like a different angle of the head. And I just kept doing it. I did not stop. And I was having too much fun. And I think at this point I bought a set of pencils, or I already had a set, something like that. So I just kept sketching around and understanding that the things I liked the most were shadows. And this girl on to the left, I'm really proud of. I love this one. This was on the 7th, I believe, of January. So it had been I don't know, about a week or something like that of me drawing. I tried drawing another boy. That didn't go well. And again, I played around with sketching with colored pencil and regular pencil. I tried again from imagination. Didn't go well. But I was pretty proud of the progress I was making. And then I did some coloring the following day. And I drew Barbara Flavin. I think that's her name. She's a model. I was really proud of this one. I can see a lot of mistakes, but, ultimately, like, I was about a week and a half in, and I felt like I had already progressed. You can see, like, her eyes are so far away from her lips, and her nose is so small. I was really trying, though, to go for likeness at that point. And these two, I mean, again, I hadn't quite figured out what I was doing, but I knew that I really, really liked shading. And so I was finding reference photos that had me doing a lot of shading. I was experimenting with hair, with angles, people of different ethnicities. It was really fun. I think this is on the 11th and the 12th of January. So, I'm still pretty new, and then I tried my second celebrity, which was Kevin Jonas, and that was a side profile, and it was extremely hard, but I did not give up. And then this one off to the left is a colored pencil. I really wanted to try and understand colored pencil, and I'm still learning, but it's so difficult. But I'm pretty proud of it. I did her freckles, and what can I say? These two I'm extremely proud of. I love these to this day. Like, they're some of my favorite full portraits. I was taking photos from Pinterest, and I don't think I had figured out the grid method yet. This was all just, looking at the photo, printing it out, and trying to draw it. So I did another one, my first attempt at a Selena Gomez portrait. I do draw her quite a few times, you'll see. So that was the first one. Really proud of it. I think we all kind of know who we're looking at a little bit. And then this Angelina Jolie picture was when I figured out the grid method. I think I had asked my friend Sarah about it because I saw tutorials on YouTube and I really wanted to give it a try. And the grid method is just drawing squares across your reference photo and then drawing them on the sketchbook and matching up the grids. And it really helped me. I mean, there's such a huge difference from when I started using the grid method to just trying to draw it looking at the reference photo and not using a grid. Huge game changer for me. And I really had to trust that it was okay. It wasn't cheating. It isn't cheating. It's just a tool that people use. And I'm really proud of this Angelina Jolie portrait. And that, I think it says that it was on the 20th of January. And I, from there, have stuck with the grid method. And then I did more grid method stuff. I was just playing around trying to understand what I was looking at. I wanted to play around with different sizes too. And that was an unfinished tailor. These two I'm really proud of, Victoria Pedretti and Emma Watson. I love these. They were quick. They were also done using the grid method. I just really wanted to practice likeness at this point in the face, so that's what I tried to capture. And I'm just really proud of those. You'll see some days I was really on my A game, and some days I just really wanted to practice shading, especially in the earlier times when I was still figuring out what I liked most about drawing. I loved shading, and I still do. I think it's my favorite part. I just think it really brings faces to life. I I don't I don't think that there's anything so far that beats shading for me. Like details are really great, little small details. They do also make a face, but I think that shading just again brings faces to life and brings so much personality to people as well. So I practiced a lot of that in the beginning, playing around with different angles and stuff like that. This was a colored pencil Kate Siegel portrait that I did. I had such a hard time with it. I was trying so hard. You can see on the other side, I did examples of how to get skin tones with colored pencil, and it's just the hardest thing for me. But I'm really proud of it nonetheless. And then I did this pencil sketch the next day of this girl. Looks like we're in February at this point. I tried to do a detailed pencil sketch, but something about eyeballs really freak me out and make me nauseous. So I learned that quickly while I was trying to do a detailed eyeball. You can see I did not finish it. I was pretty freaked out. So I stopped. We all have our things that kind of freak us out. Like some people aren't into fingernails, and eyeballs, while they are the main thing of a face, they kind of do freak me out. And in the beginning, it was really hard. So this one is Lupita Nyong'o. I think that's how you say her last name. I love this one. I'm so proud of this one. I I really threw myself into this, and I just think I got her proportions like pretty great. Her eyes are a little wonky, but I was still learning. Um, and this was one of my favorites. I even did a little bit of her hands, as you can sort of see. And then the next day, I practiced eyebrows. As we go along, you'll see there are days where I just stuck to trying to understand color or trying to understand shading. I would take breaks between portraits and draw, um, you know, different variations of lips, noses, eyes, eyebrows. I always practiced and kept that up. I would try to draw spheres, just really trying to understand the materials that I was working with. This is one of the portraits that I'm pretty proud of. Just this girl. I think I was trying to get like the details in her eyes, and I feel like I accomplished that. I find the juxtaposition so interesting between one day to the next. This Sabrina Carpenter quick sketch took me 4 days, and then the one on the next page of this model took me like a couple more days. But I mean, just the difference in focus. It really shows you like I wanted to capture likeness for Sabrina Carpenter, and it was supposed to be quick, and it ended up taking me so long because it was so difficult. And then this model, the next day, I really understood those shadows a lot more, and for some reason didn't understand them in the Sabrina Carpenter one. So I find it just really interesting, like the things that I was learning each day changed my artwork so much. And you'll see on the next page as well, like the juxtaposition is just so interesting to me because there are things that like I was still trying really hard to draw a male using my imagination, and it was so difficult. And it looks like this is February 19th. So yeah, I was still learning, and then I drew Taylor Swift using the grid method, and feel like I captured her likeness a lot better. So there are definitely things that I struggle with, and drawing from imagination is one of them. And then on the 22nd, I decided to do a little bit of a sharp objects sketches. I did a few actually. I love this show. I think it's on HBO Max. It's based off of a book. The name of the author is escaping me. I think it's Gillian Flynn. Uh, it's just so beautiful. I love the book. I love the show. And I really just wanted to capture a few moments that I felt like were haunting. Reference photos from shows are kind of difficult, but I work with what I had. So I drew these two models from Pinterest, trying to really work on hair. It wasn't going well, but I did what I could. And then I tried acrylic paint, have my old Instagram handle there. It wasn't going well. Again, doing what I could, learning how to paint. That was hard. A lot of this is just having forgiveness for the learning process. Nothing is going to be perfect in your first try. I drew some ballet feet the next day, and then I tried to play around with pastels for the first time, and that was hard. I ended up drawing this like Humpty Dumpty on a wall. I don't know. It was so difficult. I didn't realize how messy they were. Again, like I've never worked with this stuff, and yeah, it's just really messy. So, whoops. And then on the next day, I played with charcoal, and that was fun. This is like just a moody shot that I took from Pinterest. Some model sitting there with her hand in her pocket and her elbow on her knee. Felt like I just captured like the moodiness of it, and I was really proud of that. And then I drew the queen of YouTube, Claudia Saluski. She is one of my favorites, and I saw this picture and I fell in love with it, so I wanted to draw her. It didn't go as planned, but things sometimes don't. I drew John Krasinski the same week as that one, I believe. That one took me like 5 days. And it's just a quick sketch, but this just proves how difficult like certain features are for me. I have a tendency to lean towards drawing females, and males get left to the wayside. So, this next one I was having such a problem with. I decided to try and do a pencil sketch, and it was fine, but it was proving to be really difficult for me for some reason. I don't know if it was the angle or just the shadows, but I stuck with a quick sketch, and then I thought about it a little bit more, and I didn't want to give up. So I decided to do this in a painting, and that really worked out well for me. I felt like the painting just it allowed me to play in a black and white paint, play with black and white paint that and I hadn't done that yet. So I thought that was really cool, and I took this opportunity to try it out, and I had a lot of fun. So that's this painting here, and I've zoomed out for you so you can see it. So I'm really proud of this painting. I think it came out really well, and I took what I felt like was a failure and I turned it into something positive. Next was another sharp objects still. I took this from Pinterest, and it's one of the characters sort of floating in the water but leaving her face exposed. This is one of my favorites. And again, that juxtaposition of, something really detailed. And then the next day, I just did sketches of lips and lollipops and faces and coffee mugs. And, this truly is like every day was different. And then I did a self portrait painting. I think this is acrylic paint. And I had purple hair at the time, so that's why that looks like that. I had purple hair, pink hair. I've tried every color, and I was having a lot of fun expressing myself. And then I wanted to continue the sharp objects fun, and that didn't go as planned. That took me 3 days, and all I got was this weird outline drawing two people in one portrait or one still. It didn't go well, so that felt like a failure for me. And then I drew this portrait, and I am so proud of it. Both of these two. I mean, it's got my old Instagram handle there. One is in pencil and the other is in pastel, and I just had such a fun time. I forget this actress's name, Diana, I believe. I had such a great time. This one is a funny one to me. My mom asked me to draw her, and I was not ready to draw people that I knew, and that was what I could come up with, and I just thought it was hilarious. So I just kept that in. The following day was a tough day, and I found myself just sort of unable to sit at my easel, so I just drew it. And then a little bit after that, I started my Kristen Stewart portrait. This one, I, th- I don't know if this is the first one, but either way, it was a lot of fun, and she was wearing jewelry in the picture, and I don't think I had done that yet, so I took a chance, and I feel like I got her likeness down. And then on to the next page, I did a quick self-portrait. I wanted to play with ink in the background. That didn't go as planned. I tried charcoal. It just wasn't working for me. And I took this little image from The Haunting of Bly Manor, and I drew the characters, Danny and oof, I am forgetting her name. Amelia? Victoria Vedretti and Amelia. Um, I drew them, and it was a lot of fun. I wish I could remember their names. This is going to be tough. I'm very bad with names. Um, juxtaposition. This next one is just a quick, like, pencil sketch from imagination, and it didn't go well. And then I kept trying to draw this uh, still from Little Women, the movie that has Emma Watson in it. I think this is from 2019. I stuck with acrylic paint just to finish it up, but I was having such a hard time sketching full scenes. I really took off. I really bit more than I could chew. And I tried it again in pencil just to prove something to myself. And then I drew Sandra Oh. She's one of my favorites. Here I am showing you the pencil sketch. I just was adamant to get that done. Um, Left it unfinished. I don't know if I'll ever go back to it or try something new, but to capture her likeness from far away was so difficult. The face was just too small. The dress took up most of it, and I'm not very good at drawing clothing, so that was a learning curve. Again, this Sandra Oh portrait is one of my favorites. I feel like I captured her likeness really well. I do wish I did something different with her neck. It looks really weird to me, but it is what it is. And then I got really excited. I started to feel like art was something I could do. And so to honor that, I wanted to draw the Mona Lisa. And this was so fun. I'd love to try this again. Um, and then I drew this girl. I found this image on Pinterest. I don't think I got her eyes quite right now that I'm looking at it, but I'm still proud of it nonetheless. And obviously, hair is something that really need to work on. But I'm proud of both of these. So my friend Sarah has an OC named Shoban or Sioban. It might be Sioban. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Sarah. And I wanted to try drawing her, so that was really fun. I think she's so pretty. I'm gonna leave Sarah's information down below, and then sorry, my dog is barking. And I drew this Kristen Stewart portrait. That was really difficult. One of the hardest ones I've done. This angle was just so different for me. And then I started a Harry Potter series, so I was drawing different characters from Harry Potter. I love the franchise. I drew Ron, Hermione, who else? Professor McGonagall, and I think that might have been it. This Mila Kunis one, a friend of mine asked me to draw her, and oh my god, was that difficult. I wanted to give up. This was so hard. I'm proud of it, but oh my god, I'm looking at it and I still see there's just so many flaws. I managed to pick the hardest reference photo. I just, I can't even. So yeah, I drew Mila Kunis as well as a young Emma Watson. And there's the Rupert Grint. And I did a self-portrait in acrylic, I think. I had blue hair at this time. Yeah, blue and black hair. And then I think it was Lesbian Appreciation Week. Appreciation Week. Lesbian Visibility Week. I drew Kate Moaning from the L Word. I hope I'm saying her last name right. Love that one. Oh, and then this one I took from Pinterest. I just think it's so beautiful. Two ladies just cuddling up. Oh, that's right. I drew Ginny Weasley. I really like that one. This one I was playing with charcoal. I drew a lamppost from Life. Oh, and I drew the twins. I had a hard time with the twins. Yeah, so I had a hard time drawing the twins, but I had such a blast drawing Professor McGonagall. This weirdly enough feels like it was so long ago that I don't I don't remember who I drew. But yeah, Professor McGonagall, this one was so much fun. When I got to her hands, it was just like I can't even believe I did that. I'm so proud of it. She looks great and she's wearing glasses and she has wrinkles and she's just beautiful. I'm really, really proud of this one. So, I drew my mom for Mother's Day. Looks like we're in May. I don't I don't remember what day that fell on and I didn't even bother to Google it. So I just put it in somewhere in May, but yeah, that's my mom. And then I did quick little sketches of hair and I wanted to practice that, so that's what I did. Following day, I had taken some time and was drawing this model. I don't remember his name. It's written there, but yeah, I was really really excited to draw him. I had a lot of fun. And then I did a oil painting of the beach. I think this was like my first beach painting that I'd ever done. And so there it is, and not in a printed out picture. One of my favorite YouTubers is Morgan Long. I will link her channel below. I drew one of her video intros that she did. It was a while back. And then I used the leftover paint to draw a bug. uh, the Morgan Long painting isn't the most popular, but I love it. I just think it's so cute. And then I did some more sketching and playing around with sketching from life. I did a little sketch of my dog, did a little sketch of a face, played around with some marker. I think I even said an attempt was made. um, I tried to draw somebody from life, just imaginary, trying to draw somebody using my imagination, and that's how that went. And then I drew Sydney Sweeney, and that went really well. I am so proud of that one. I think I captured a lot of the softness that is portrayed in the photograph. And turns out that's her like Instagram icon, or it was for a while. And then the following day, I drew a scene or a little still from the Emily Dickinson show. I think it's on Apple TV. It's called Dickinson, if I'm not mistaken. I'm really proud of this one. It was really difficult, I'm not gonna lie. I had such a hard time with the angle of the nose, the shadows and the faces. It was hard, but I'm still proud of it. I did the best that I could. I just really wanted to capture a sweet moment. And then I think the following day I just did some like scrapbooking, like things I didn't, just random color swatches that I didn't want to go to waste. So I threw them in there. I started to do this. I started to sketch out this Shay Mitchell portrait that I knew was going to be large, and there it is on my Instagram if you want to go follow me. It's at Stephanie Regaliza. I'll have it linked down below. But yeah, I did a quick sketch just to kind of get a feel for what I was going to be doing. And then I wanted to go in and do a larger sketch, or a larger pencil portrait. So I'll be showing you that as well. So here is the Shay Mitchell portrait. It's hanging next to our garage. Probably going to move it soon. My mom thinks I should put this somewhere else where it can be seen more. So yeah, there's the garage door. I found this frame at Goodwill. I just cleaned it up, and I thought I'd put this in there, but it's a pretty big portrait. I was just really in love with this photograph, and I wanted to capture it. So then the following day, I did a oil painting of Victoria Pedretti, just from a photo shoot, and there it is in real life, not just a photo. And I drew a sketch of my fiance Rebecca. I'm just pointing out the orange and a little teardrop in the picture, in the oil painting. But the following day, I did do a pencil drawing of my fiance Rebecca, and just did this from a photograph that I had, one of my favorites. And then I wanted to do a self-portrait, but I was having a hard time. I was trying to use marker, and I don't know if it was just my mood or the paper or what, but it was not going well. So I just decided to do one in pen, and I really liked the way that turned out. I had a lot of fun with it. And this is actually like my profile picture for Instagram and YouTube. And there it is. I just did like a quick little mirror sketch from life. And then I did a portrait of Kaylani. That was so fun. It was really hard to find a photo where she wasn't covered in her tattoos. I'm not comfortable with drawing tattoos yet. I just think they're so detailed that it's kind of difficult. Then I did a glass, a, a pencil sketch of a cup of water, a glass of water. I did a quick little pencil sketch of two hands with a pear. I took this reference photo of, I don't remember the name. Oh, I'm sure it's on there. Um, Hunter Schafer, I think. Uh, Again, I don't I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I don't watch Euphoria. This just came up a lot in my reference photos. These actresses and actors from Euphoria, they just came up on my Pinterest page a lot. I don't watch the show. I don't really like it. So, just keep that in mind. Not everybody that I draw I am a big fan of or whatever. I'm just, going off reference photos of things I need to work on. I think this was when I got COVID. Yeah, June. We're in June now. I got COVID and, um, you know what? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I got sick. So I was doing a lot of, random little sketches. This was when I found Mad Charcoal on YouTube and Instagram. He does a lot of like squiggle art, like a continuous, pen loop and like makes a face out of it. And I find it just so fascinating. I'm such a fan. So yeah, I'm just going through that time when was sick. And it was my first time having it, so it really took me out. But, I had downtime and all I did was draw and sleep and eat. So, yeah. Did a lot of those types of sketches, trying to find a face within these quick little pen doodles. It was really fun. And then you'll see I got better and I went back to doing a full portrait. And then shortly after this, I think I went on vacation, so I went back to just small doodles. But yeah, I did two big portraits, and I tried again, like to do things from my imagination, and it just wasn't going well. And yeah, so we went on a trip to the Grand Canyon, and I was able to doodle. This is an oil painting. I call her the napping girl. She's one of my favorites, and I'm gonna show that to you. So this is the oil painting of the napping girl. This is hanging up in my in our bedroom. I love this one. It's one of my favorites. And then the following day, I did a couple of doodles, just random little doodles in a smaller sketchbook. I had a lot of fun with it. So I'm noticing that I actually do, start and stop things. Like this one I started and then I started him again. I did a different take and used different pencils, and I'm seeing that I do that a lot. I thought I didn't. This is a watercolor of Bridge Lundy Payne. Yeah, one of my favorites. I usually struggle with watercolor, and I feel like I did a good job. These are the sketches that I did on our trip to the Grand Canyon. This was a lot of fun, just kind of drawing what I saw. It was a lot of road, mountains, my dogs, things of that nature. Things in our hotel. I did some drawing from my imagination. Yeah, it was a nice trip, much needed. So when we came back from the Grand Canyon, we were celebrating my birthday. That was the reason we went to the trip. I came back and decided that I wanted to buy an iPad. So that's what I did. I went, like, I think same day or the next day, and I purchased an iPad so I could get started on digital art and using Procreate, and did a lot of research beforehand. And my friend Sarah really helped me out, and encouraged me. And I'm still not that great at Procreate, but I had such a good time. And I'm obviously still having a lot of fun with it. I love using it for my thumbnails, and I just think it's so fun and such a privilege to be able to do. I've never had an iPad before, so I definitely had to learn how to use it. Oh, this one. I love this one. It was such a soft moment for me. Like, I love this portrait. She just gives off like Crawdads vibes, if you've seen that movie. Yeah, I love this one. It's beautiful. And that's like the first 6 months. So thank you so much for joining me. So here's a Procreate drawing. I did this girl with short hair, short bangs, and then I did one of Selena Gomez. I was just really playing around, trying to get to know every brush and all the colors. And I really just gotta say, Procreate is a learning curve. I took this on and I knew I was gonna have to, you know, for the most part, teach myself. But it really worth it. I'm having a great time, and hopefully someday I'll draw really nice portraits. But yeah, not my finest moment. And I got tired of feeling like I was a newbie at something, so I went back to pencil, and I did this pencil portrait of Selena Gomez. What is this, like my third Selena? Yeah, I really like drawing her. She's beautiful. So I did this one and love the way it turns out. Did some pencil sketches in a small notebook. I think I was sick. I'm seeing a trend. Anytime that I'm sick, I sort of resort to pencil sketches like noses and houses and faces that I don't recognize. And I just noticed that I do that a lot when I'm not feeling well. And then I think this was my first short, actually. This girl, off to the right. Such a beautiful picture. And I love the graphic on her shirt. I think it's so cool. I think it's like buildings with a sunset. But yeah, I did that one on Procreate. Oh, and then I did this large portrait of like 4 models, and it was so difficult. I'm really proud of myself for trying, but taking on 4 faces at the same time, I think this took me about a week. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I don't recommend. I seem to bite a lot off of more than I can chew. Like this, I don't I don't know what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking clearly. And none of the faces look like the models, and they're all in angles that I don't think were the best for me to be drawing 4 different faces of. And then I decided the next day I would make fun of myself, and I just doodled some faces on Procreate. I think a couple days of fruit paintings, or no, not a couple days, a couple tries of some fruit paintings on Procreate was much needed. I did some pencil sketches that you'll see there. These were really fun. I was just sort of playing around with reading Emily Dickinson poetry and drawing little sketches based off of that. So these you can both find on my YouTube channel. I posted videos of me drawing them. I drew a skull using a white gel pen, and then I drew Elliot Page using pencil. And this was really fun. I had a blast. This one I messed up on. I was trying to draw this model, and I just completely messed up her eyes, so I thought a little rainbow slash through it wouldn't hurt anybody. And I drew some flowers, was playing around with drawing channel headers in July. I did a pencil drawing of Nick Jonas with his glasses on because I think that is just him in his element. He's one of my favorites. I love Nick Jonas. There it is, up close. I did an oil painting of Megan Fox. This is on my Instagram. I don't remember if I filmed a video for this, but it's one of my favorites. It's just so cool. I thought it was great. It's not really, the best likeness captured in my opinion, but I just had so much fun painting her. She's beautiful, and I would like to continue drawing her if I can get the right reference photos. That'd be kind of cool. So yeah, and you can see like the paint is really thick. And then the next day I did a pencil sketch of this portrait, this girl I found on Pinterest, and it was really fun. I play around a lot with channel headers and channel stuff you'll see coming up soon. Was using Procreate a lot in July and decided to do some digital drawings, so these were really fun. And I really like the one with the purple background. I think it's so cool. Just the colors that I've decided to use. I wanted just a really fun European look. And then I did this pencil portrait of this girl that I found on Pinterest. And oh, I love it. I love it so much. This was one of the first times where I felt like the clothing really looked the way it was supposed to look. Like you can tell she's wearing a sweater. I just think that's so cool. This digital drawing I'm so proud of. I had such a fun time with it, and it was really cool. And I'm sort of going through like a speed round of things that I've already posted on social media. So like Chris Evans and some more digital stuff, just playing around, really getting to know and understand Procreate. Oh, this one was cool at Liberty Station. I drew that. And then I drew Kristen Stewart, some noses and faces and more pencil sketches. Something I love about digital art is just how forgiving it is. I can just do like a quick sketch, or I can do something really detailed, and I can go back if I made any mistakes, and it's really a lot of fun. I'm so grateful that I'm able to have an iPad and use that on days where I'm feeling like lazy, or if I really want to get intricate. Now, this pencil sketch off to the side I did at Lightbox. It was my first time going, and I went with my friend Sarah, and we did a session where we drew from life, and I forget the artist's name. The model's name was Sam. That's his son. And this was really cool because I'd never done anything like this, and I did sort of feel rushed. I think we had like an hour. But I'm so grateful for the opportunity to get to do that. This one is a Jamie Lee Curtis. You can't really tell. I really tried. I had a vision for it, and I just couldn't really execute it at that time. And so then I tried again the following day with marker, and I really liked that. Marker is such a learning curve too. I didn't turn out the way I wanted to. I was using the wrong paper, apparently. So, that was interesting to figure out. I was really quite frustrated. I wanted this to turn out very different, but that just wasn't the case. Maybe I'll try again. During October, I think this was when I was like moving. So I was drawing a lot of like witchy stuff, some Frankensteins, a little witch, some rain puddles, just things around my house, my dog, my fan. I was really busy at this time, so just did quick little sketches and had a lot of fun with it. So during this time, I was working on a sketch in Procreate using color, and I was trying to decide whether I wanted to keep it non-blended, like you can see on the left, or blended on the right. And I ended up printing out both. This is just a little still from Get Out. I really love that movie. Sorry, you might hear my dogs playing in the background. But that was really fun and really challenging. And then I started playing around again with channel stuff, trying to make things like an introduction. It's not easy for me to come up with those types of ideas, so it took a few days to do that and was sketching out some stuff. Just having some fun with Procreate. I'm really just trying to make sure I keep it that way. I really want art to continue to be something that is playful. That's sort of just how it started. So like these little pencil sketches that I did, I just had a lot of fun with, and I'm really grateful for the time that I took to just play around and see what I came up with, and just sort of learning different things along the way, different types of sketches that I like too. It's not always about a detailed portrait, and sometimes you can just draw a face and learn something new, and I was really grateful for that time. So here is where I came up with the intro for my Vlogmas. That was what sort of my practice runs earlier were leading up to, and it took me a long time to come up with that. As simple as it is, it's just so hard for me. So yeah, I was really proud of that. And then these are just like quick little doodles that I did. This black one here, it's not coming up, but I drew the night sky and with the moon. It just looks like a black piece of paper with a white splotch on it. And yeah, I just, like I've said, Procreate is for playing around and learning, and it's really forgiving. You can play with color and different brushes, and it's just so quick. So I'm really grateful I have that. And I did these quick little pencil sketches. The one in the purple, that took me like a few days, weirdly enough. Sometimes these Procreate pieces take me a while. This one is an oil painting off to the right there. It's a oil painting of my fiance in our last apartment or 2 apartments ago. I just really loved this photo that I took of her. She was just sort of laying there, cracking her knuckles. And so I wanted to paint that, and with her permission, I did. And sort of just breezing through my Vlogmas content. It's all going to be linked down below. I have a bunch of playlists as well on my channel of everything that I drew during Vlogmas, so you can check that out if you'd like to. I really struggled in the beginning because I had this whole idea of working with different materials, and then somewhere along the way I just decided that there are things I don't like working with. And this charcoal one is really funny to me because this took me 2 tries. I was trying to draw Judy the elf, and oh gosh, the first attempt was not good. The second attempt, it's better. But, it just goes to show you, I'm still learning. I don't know everything, and, it's okay that things have this weird, ugly phase or just silly looking phase. And there's the Portrait of a Lady on Fire oil painting. That's also on my channel. All of this is on my channel. You can find that in the Vlogmas playlist. And I stuck with a lot of Procreate as well. It was just fun to experiment and try new things and make gifts for people throughout the holiday season. That peonies painting, that did not turn out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. I don't know how to draw flowers or paint flowers for that matter, so that was a learning curve. This one of Priyanka Chopra was so difficult. But, you know, it is what it is. Again, I really do like to take some time and just draw out some noses, and this is the last one. So that one will also be linked on my channel. You can find it. And thank you so much for listening to me and watching me blab, or listening to me blab and watching me go through all my artwork. This is my new sketchbook. My friend Sarah drew this, or painted this for me on a sketchbook, and I have been using it ever since. I'm really excited for the next year of art, and I'm so grateful that she did something so thoughtful. I am nothing without her. She's amazing, and I'll link her stuff below, and you can follow her. She wrote me the cutest little note, and it says, "Let it be known that Stephanie Espinoza created and explored art fearlessly and unstoppably for one entire year. Her curiosity never wavered. Her resolve never weakened. She is continuously an inspiration to us all." And I just the sweetest little note. And I recently got engaged, so she included what will be my new last name. Just, I'm over the moon. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is the longest video ever. I'm going to stop talking now. Goodbye.